This is the Spartan Body and Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. The Spartan Body and Mind Podcast is here to inspire you, to help transform you from the person you are to the person you desire to be. Who is it that you desire to be? We desire you to become a leader, to lead yourself and to lead others, to lead, to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, both by who you appear to be, but again, not just appearances. We don't want you to be fake. We want you to actually be the person you appear to be. And that is a person of vibrancy, of robust physical health, mental sharpness, emotional well-being. And to be that means you need to take control of your body and your mind, your physical and your mental. So that's what we're here for. We hope that you're encouraged today and inspired. One of the things I've been asked, I'm asked once in a while. Again, people, I'm asked all the time. I'm not asked all the time. I get asked, though, once in a while, what supplements do I use in my physical nutrition, in my bodybuilding? What am I using to supplement all the chicken and rice that I eat? So I thought we'd jump into some supplement talk, and I kind of share what I have used, what I am using, what I think are mindful, good things to use to make sure you are supplementing your diet and your nutrition. So again, join the Facebook group. It's free, Spartan Body and Mind. Would love to have you join us there and join the conversation in the community. If you're looking for a program to give you a plan, a customized plan, a timeline, because we need timelines, we need deadlines, or else we just never make progress. And if you need a community, a people to row with, I think most people fail in their goals because they have no support system around them. We're going to give you a coach. We're going to give you a community to belong to. If you're interested in that, to be able to see yourself really transform physically, mentally, emotionally, you want some transformation, check us out, thespartanprogram.com. We'd love to help. Okay, let's get into supplements. First, let's just talk about vitamins. Vitamins, again, you get most of your vitamins through your food. So, do you need to be taking a ton of vitamins? Probably not. There's good multivitamins out there. I've taken, a supplement company called Animal has made vitamins for a long time. I used to take them. I've taken them off and on throughout the last 2 decades. The reason I don't take them now is just because it's just, again, it's a cost element, but it's also, there's they come in a pack, a little plastic pack, and it's like 10, 12 vitamins. And so it's just like, you just got to, chug those down, get those down. And so I just don't see, I don't feel right now I have a need. Instead of taking a huge multi-pack, and I'd be careful about like a multivitamin that's just one vitamin. That's why if I'm going to take a multivitamin, I'd want something like what Animal produces, which is actual multivitamins, giving you the actual quantities of a full makeup, a spectrum. I think a lot of the multivitamins, it's a one vitamin, don't really give you, it's not very good quality, and B, it's not really the numbers that you need for all those things. You'd have to supplement with other vitamins and regardless to get you a full spectrum of what you need. So just something to chew on, research that, do your own research. What I do take vitamins every day. I've taken a fish oil every day. Right now, I didn't grab it. I think it's Creole oil, perhaps. It's just a capsule. It's a big red capsule. I think I get them I get them at Costco. I take fish oil. I've taken the liquid. The liquid actually is the best form to take, but it needs to be refrigerated, and then it just makes me nervous. Like, where am I getting it from? Like, am I getting it from somewhere that had it stored? Like, you don't want that stored in sunlight. Did they refrigerate it? It makes me kind of nervous. Just to make sure I'm getting really good quality. And so you can take the liquid form, which is probably the best way to take it, but the capsule's fine too. Just great for joints, great for some healthy fats, a good solid, I think something that I've heard recommended by some top people who I trust their influence. And so I've taken that, and it doesn't seem to have a negative effect. And when I don't take it, I think I do feel after especially about 5 days, I feel that I miss it. I feel like I'm aware that I'm not on it. When I get back on it, I feel better. So fish oil, D3, I take probably 10,000 IUs a day, which is 5,000 IU capsules. I think that's what I take. Just a lot of research on D3. We just don't get enough. Even if you live in a sunny place, I know there are some people living in Arizona, living in Vegas, and they still, when they were tested, didn't have enough vitamin D in their system. So, and me being in Washington, the gray land, want to have D3. I take vitamin C as well. Once in a while, I'm not as religious about it, but taking zinc, especially if I'm starting to feel sick, I start to take some zinc. That's basically what's in. What's that? Airborne, I think, is the medicine you can take to kill a cold. Tries to kill a cold. I think zinc's one of the number one ingredients in that. So zinc's good to have in your arsenal, and that's it. Fish oil, D3, vitamin C, maybe once in a while some zinc. I'm trying to take. I just always forget. I try to take magnesium at night. Magnesium. There's a number of studies out that having magnesium about a half an hour before you go to bed is a great sleep help. It really just calms the mind. Gets you in a good place for sleep, so you might consider taking some magnesium before bed. Those are the vitamins. Okay, so you probably didn't come to talk, you probably didn't listen to want to talk about vitamins. You want to talk about workout supplements. Let me do these in order of what I would get if I was on a budget purchasing them. I think the number one supplement that will have direct impact on your ability to grow muscle and keep muscle is protein, right? Protein is the hardest thing also to get enough of in your diet, especially if you're even a gal. But for guys, I'm a guy. I weigh 215 pounds usually. I fluctuate between 210 and 215, and that means I want 215. I'll probably shoot for 225 grams of protein a day. 225 grams of protein, if I'm going to eat 3 meals, let's say I'm just going to eat 3 meals, that's over 10 ounces of protein per meal. It's a lot of protein. So right now I have 3 solid meals a day with about 10 ounces of protein per meal. And then I eat, so this is where the protein supplement comes in. I have 1 scoop of protein in my cream of rice. I do cream of rice instead of cream of oatmeal in my diet, just because cream of rice seems to digest easier on my stomach than oatmeal does. Oatmeal's fine too, but I've gotten into the habit of cream of rice. It really makes it easy to dissolve the protein into as well. So I do that. So I have 1 scoop of protein with my cream of rice in the morning, and then I have 2 scoops of protein with water right after my workout. That is also the reason why I have probably tried, I won't say I've tried every protein, but I've tried a good number of the proteins on the market because I've always been after, right? For me, the number one thing is I want something that dissolves. I do not want clumps in my protein. I want something that dissolves well. Number 2, I want something that tastes decent without it being, I don't want it too sweet. I don't want it too intense. Like, I'm not here to eat dessert. And I think that's the problem. You always want to be asking yourself, what is kind of sabotaging my diet? What's making me kind of go off the rails? And for me, I just want to be careful of the flavor profiles I put in my mouth, because they may make me want then that, right? If I eat cookies and cream protein, like for instance, Axe and Sledge is a supplement company. Great supplement company. Love their products. Their cookies and cream protein tastes so much like cookies and cream that it makes me crave Oreos. And so I don't want to be craving Oreos. So I don't have it. Axe and Sledge. And here's some good companies. Axe and Sledge is a good company. In fact, I looked at being a sponsored athlete, or not sponsored athlete. I looked at being an ambassador of their supplements at one time when I was trying to make a decision who I was going to go with to be sponsored with. Axe and Sledge, Hostile. I have never talked with Fuad. I love Fuad. Fuad's podcasts. Fuad's just an amazing resource. And I believe in what he's doing with Hostile supplements. I've had a lot of his supplements, and I think they're awesome. The reason I went with Jay Cutler's, so Jay Cutler's 4-time Mr. Olympian, Cutler Nutrition is his company. The reason I went with Jay is because their protein dissolves like almost instantly. Like, it's just, there's never a problem with it. It's just consistent. And the flavor profiles for me are peanut butter. I love peanut butter. And the reason I like peanut butter as a protein flavor is because I do put I put a tablespoon of peanut butter with my cream of rice in the morning. So I already have that flavor profile in my diet. And so it's kind of nice it's kind of a treat without it making me crave like desserty desserts, ice cream, cookies and cream ice cream or something like that. So again, just for me, I'm mindful of that, but I have 2 scoops of that after every workout with water, and it tastes great with water. That's another thing. Like, does it still taste good? Do I need to put milk in there? A lot of people will have milk because with water, the protein's it's so blah. It's so bad. And so for me, with water, Cutler Nutrition, they have cocoa, which is chocolate. They have fruity cereal, which basically tastes like, that's probably my second favorite. It tastes like, remember Fruity Pebbles, the cereal? And you'd have your milk would taste all that fruity flavor. That's basically what it tastes like. It brings back to childhood. That's why I kind of like the flavor. They have a cinnamon. It basically tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They have peanut butter, which is what I use predominantly. And they have, I think they call it rice cereal. It's basically like a Rice Krispie treat. So those are their flavors. Again, I would encourage you to consider having a protein supplement as your first, after you write your daily vitamins, if you're going to supplement nutrition. And here's the thing, you want to be careful because you don't want to predominantly be putting these kind of supplements in your diet. You don't want, breakfast with some eggs and then eating protein shakes all day. You will wreck your body. Like, it's just not healthy. You need solid food, and you need solid food because of all the other dynamics, all the other nutritional realities that come with food and come with digestion as well. It's one of the issues why I encourage using supplements to make sure you get the whole macro profile, because again, 3 meals a day with the amounts of protein we're going to eat is a lot of food. That's a lot of digestion. To still get to the numbers we need to get to, having a protein shake and putting a scoop of protein in your solid foods, man, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Having just a protein shake for lunch, having it again as a snack, sometimes having it for dinner because you're on the go, man, that is so much like the body's never really processing and doing what the machine was meant to do. It's the same reason why I have problems with Optiva or Optiva, whatever, all these kind of diet programs that feed you a bunch of astronaut food. You're killing your metabolism because it just shuttles that right to the body. It's not really having to digest anything. And so then when you start incorporating solid food back into your diet, I see even with people that eat really clean foods, their body is like a sponge. It just holds on because it just hasn't been using anything. It hasn't been processing the way it's meant to process. And so you end up gaining a lot of weight back very quickly when you do those astronaut programs. And I call them astronaut because it's what it is, a bunch of dried food that they put you on. They're just, to me, they're junk. I don't recommend. There are very few scenarios where I'd recommend you using that because they may have short-term success, but I don't see anyone with long-term success unless you stay on that crappy astronaut food the rest of your life. And that stuff isn't healthy either. It does not have the full makeup of what you need to be a healthy, thriving human. Okay, so protein is my first one to go to. Second, I would choose as a pre-workout. Cutler Nutrition has 2 things, and this is why I like Cutler Nutrition as well, is because they have 2 products. They have Amplify and Prevail. They separate them, and so usually what you get is both of these in one. You get a caffeine product, a mind stimulant, and then you get a blood stimulant, something that shuttles blood to the muscle to kind of pump it up to drive blood to the area where you're going to work out. So when you take a product like Amplify, and that's a nice thing, I can take this alone, and I'm not a big caffeine guy. I don't really need to. I drink coffee in the morning more because I like the flavor than I need it to wake up. I like that smell. I just kind of like the feng shui. I don't know what you call that. Just the aura of it all. Prevail, you can also have too. Maybe you just want that in the morning, man. Just a little dragging, man. Dump some Prevail in a cup and sip on that. It'll wake you up a little, give you some focus, give you some energy. Amplify, again, it's going to shuttle blood. So when you start pumping up the muscle, it's going to make it easier to shuttle blood to those areas to give you a pump, to make it feel like the muscle has been activated. So I'll use Amplify like every day, every time I work out. Prevail I use as needed. So those are two, right? You'll look for what's a good pump product and what's a good caffeine. Just be careful of the caffeine. Now, here's the thing. Caffeine, like anything, coffee, any stimulant, the body becomes used to it. So you want to be careful with, even with Amplify, with a pump product, you want to be careful that you're taking some time off that, right? So maybe use it for 4 or 6 weeks. If you have a workout program, it's kind of like a 6-week push, and then maybe you take a week and deload a little bit, give the body a little bit of a break. That's when I would go off all this stuff. Take that week off your pre-workout stuff as well. Another thing that I used this, when did I start using? I started with Axe and Sledge. I used it's called an intro workout. And basically, it's like taking a carbohydrate. It's kind of like taking what's in a Gatorade without all the other crap that's in Gatorade. It's taking a carbohydrate mid-workout. So it's called an intra workout, something you take inside the workout while you're working out. You can also take it after, but I like it this is Repair, a Cutler Nutrition's product. I love it in the workout because it sustains my workout. When I'm drinking this carb product, it's putting carbohydrates in there, and I just never have a fall off. You know how it is sometimes if you're doing a workout, let's say you have 6 exercises in this workout. By exercise 3, you kind of start to feel like you're going off the cliff. It just seems like you're starting to lose energy and starting to lose momentum, and you're getting tired. I find when I take a carb product inside the workout, when I'm drinking that, and I just mix it with water, my workout stays even, killed with energy and focus and just drive throughout the workout. So you may consider an intro workout as well. Let's see. I use protein. I have a pre-workout like Amplify and Prevail, and use those as you need them. An intro workout with a carb. And then the last one that I use is just an essential amino acid. Now, here's the thing on an essential amino acid. Essential amino acid is just that, an EAA, that is what you find in protein. Essential amino acids are the makeup that help us build muscle and keep muscle. Do you really need, if you're eating, right, 200 plus grams of protein, do you really need that essential amino acid? Probably not. Here's why I like it. If I was going to do, so when I do 2-a-days, so let's say I'm trying to get down to 10% or under body fat, I'm probably sometime in that program going to start doing 2-a-day workouts, which means for me, I do cardio in the morning and then I do my workout. I don't actually work out twice a day. I've never done that just because it sounds so taxing on my joints. I'm too old for that game. That's a young guy sport. But I'll do cardio in the morning, and I might do it, again, we call it fasted cardio. As soon as you put anything in your bloodstream besides water, you're not fasting anymore. So you're not technically doing fasted cardio. It's the same people who do, I intermittent fast, but I have coffee and I have all these drinks. Well, you broke the fast. You're not fasting anymore. So you're not really fasting, but what you are doing is I'm drinking water and I'm putting some, Cutler's is called Generate. I'm putting some amino acids. And so I'm giving myself something besides just water in that workout. It gives you a little more energy. It just makes you feel like, maybe it's just mind, but it makes me feel like I'm getting a little extra something in my drink in the morning. And sometimes it's nice just to have some flavor. So if I'm going to flavor my drink, I might as well flavor my water with something that's actually adding to my nutritional makeup. So that would be the last thing I would get. But if you're looking for that, or if you are struggling to get in all your protein, now would I count that as what I would do is let's say I'm supposed to get 225 grams of protein in, and I'm consistently hitting 200 to 215. I'm probably gonna add, that would be a reason to have Generate in to have an essential amino acid, just to have a little extra something, just to make sure that I'm just doing a little extra to keep my profile of my essential amino acids up. Is it actually doing, I wouldn't count that. I'm not gonna count that as a protein in my my MyFitnessPal makeup, but I'm just adding a little bit extra to my makeup to make sure that I'm getting closer to my goals. I'm trying to increase protein in my diet. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So what would I do again? Look at your vitamins, fish oil, D3, vitamin C. Look at a protein supplement. Look at a pre-workout, a pump, and a stimulant. That would be like a caffeine product if you need that. Look at intra-workouts, repair. It's just a carb, and then possibly an essential amino acids. You probably heard, there were... you call them BCAAs. I don't even know what the BC stands for. BCAAs, that was something when I was growing up. That was kind of the first of these essential amino acids. Now it's the essentials. The essentials are, I can't remember how many they are. I think I can't remember, 12 or 21. There's a certain number of essential amino acids. That's why like steak has the full makeup of all the essential amino acids needed for muscle development and sustainability. And so you want to have essential amino acids in your diet. What was my point there? The point is an AA, if it's just a BCAA, that actually doesn't have like any of the makeup in it. It has hardly any of it doesn't have the essentials. So you want to make sure you're getting an EAA, the essential amino acids. Make sure and make sure it's not marketing, that actually when you look at the ingredient list, it has the right things on it. Okay. That's another thing too. When you're choosing a company, make sure, there's just a lot of junk out there. So make sure that they really look at the ingredient list, maybe sit down with Google and make sure that it has the right components on there. Make sure there's not a lot of like special blends, proprietary blends. That probably means it's baloney. Try to make sure that they have on their ingredient list the things that are needed for that specific thing. Has the right proteins, has the right stimulants. Make sure it's not overly stimulated. You don't need 500 milligrams of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of caffeine. You're going to get all itchy and crazy in the gym. Be crazy because you're listening to good music, getting pumped up about your goals, not because you're on some crazy stimulant. Okay, podcast is too long. There it is. If you have questions, drop them down below. Let's chat. Let's figure out how to get better. If you're looking for a supplement, again, I encourage you to check out Cutler Nutrition. And if you want a little discount, you can use the code WINTER. Use the code WINTER at Cutler Nutrition, and that'll give you, I think it's 11% off. So there it is, Spartan Body and Mind Podcast. Hope that helps you as you think about supplements and using the right things to get you towards your goals. Until next time.